Eliza. It was 12 days ago that my daughter, Mallory, had made an imaginary friend. She called her Eliza. My wife, Sarah, and I thought it was really cute for her to be creative and make a friend for herself. Mallory said that Eliza had long white hair, blue eyes, and pale white skin. On the 5th day of her friendship with her creation, she had started to lose touch with reality. She would rarely talk to either Sarah, me, or anyone. She had started to do things that she wouldn't have normally done. Mallory was the type of girl who would spend time with a few dolls and have a tea party in her room. But more and more often, we often saw her leave the dolls out of the party together. I asked her, "Honey, why are the dolls not having a party with you?" She looked at me and would say, "Eliza told me they didn't want to be my friends anymore." I knew something wasn't right. Sarah told me it was just part of her growing up, but I knew it wasn't that. The 10th day had came, and she still was not normal. She had turned quite pale, and her lips were a bit more red than usual, but there was something else that happened that didn't seem right at all. Sarah and I were downstairs, while Mallory was playing upstairs, when we heard a loud smash. Panicked, as we were, we both ran upstairs to see Mallory on the floor, holding the leg of one of her dolls. We looked around and saw the porcelain face of the doll smashed into pieces. She looked up to us, with her eyes glittering. Sarah went over to put her hand on Mallory's shoulder and asked, "Mallory, what happened?" Mallory responded, "Eliza told me that Helena," that was her doll's name, "didn't love me anymore." Sarah held her and said, "Now why would Eliza tell you that?" Mallory looked over to the other side of the little tea party table, to an empty chair, and said, "Because she heard them talking about me, and saying really mean stuff about me, and she told me how to get them to stop talking." I couldn't think of anything to say. Yesterday, I saw Mallory with another one of her dolls. Once again upstairs, there was another smash. We ran up again, and there we saw Mallory, looking at what was left of the doll, except this time she had a hammer in her room. I questioned her, "Why was the hammer there?" And she replied, "Eliza bought it here. She smashed this one." Sarah and I were very worried, and I spoke up and said, "Maybe it's time for Eliza to go." Mallory started yelling. There was a voice that came from behind me. "Maybe it's your time to go," the voice sneered. Suddenly, everything went black. I then woke up and found Sarah lying on the floor with a hammer jammed in her eye. I looked straight ahead and saw Mallory staring back at me. I was tied to a chair at her tea party table. Her room was dark, but I still saw Mallory's face partially hidden in shadow, and a figure standing behind her. It was a woman with white hair, blue eyes, and pale skin, glaring at me evilly. Mallory then picked up her teapot and poured a liquid into the cup in front of me. Judging from the smell, it was bleach. She then forcefully shoved the cup between my lips and poured it down my throat. "It's tea time, Daddy," she giggled.